All right, our lesson. We're going to place the following integers on the number line along with their opposites, and then we're going to state their distance from 0. So just like what we did yesterday, but this time we're going to add a little bit more of some decimals and fractions. So when we have this, we have, first of all, we have that 1.5 or 1.5. When we take a look at our number line, I see, well, I don't even see that number. So we're going to use our context clues and we're going to have to figure it out. In between 0 and 2, there's a bunch of different lines. In between 0 and 2, we are going to have that 1. In between 0 and 1, we are going to have that 1/2, or 0.5. And then we'll have that 1.5, or 1.5, and so on. So do you see how in between there we do have some different numbers? Let's take a look. The opposite of 1.5. So I'll plot 1.5. So here's that 1.5 in between 1 and 2. The opposite of 1.5 is going to be -1.5. So we'll go -1 and 1/2. So -1 and 1/2. Now remember, their distance from 0 is still going to be that 1.5. So it's going to be that 1.5, just like what we were talking about yesterday. If I tell you walk 1.5 steps backwards, you're walking 1.5 steps. You're not walking a negative steps, you're walking backwards. That negative just means direction. So it's going to be 1.5. All right, next one, we have that -2 and 1/2. The opposite is going to be just +2 and 1/2. And guess what? Their distance is going to be 2.5 away from 0. When we do plot this, we are going to see that we are going to have, here's 2, here's 3. So in between 2 and 3 is going to be 2.5. In between -2 and -3 is going to be -2.5. So there's our plots there, so our points there. Let's take a look at 6. The opposite of +6 is -6. If I plot +6 and -6, easy peasy. They're both 6 units away from 0. Because again, here's that 0 here. Whoop, that's not 0. This is 0 here. All right, now we have, last but not least, -5.5 or -5.5. So the opposite is going to be a +5.5. So the opposite of 5.5 is going to be -0.5. And then we have, they're both the same distance from 0, 5.5 or 5.5. Now, here between 4 and 6 is going to be 5. Here between -4 and -6 is going to be -5. So, between 5 and 6 is going to be 5.5. Same thing down here. Between -5 and -6 is going to be -0.5. All right, now we have to put them in order. So we're going to have, let's figure out, let's do this color. Okay, so the smallest, least to greatest. Smallest is going to be down here. Least, biggest is going to be up here. The biggest positive number. The smallest is going to be that, the biggest negative number. All right, so smallest that we pointed was a -6. I'm going to put -6. Then we have -5.5, so -5.5. Then we had that -2.5, so -2.5. Or you could put -2.5. Maybe. There we go. Then we have -1.5 or -1.5. Then we'd have 1.5, positive, +2.5, +5.5, and then +6. So that's going to be it for those ones. For putting them in order from least to greatest. Other than that, that is going to be it for the lesson. I know it was kind of jumbled and there's a lot of numbers there. All we did was take a look at our number line and we said, okay, we plotted this point is the farthest left, then this one, 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 then this one. So all we did was made sure we wrote down what we plotted and put them in order. And that's going to be it for our lesson. Great job.